sharing about the garden, it just feels so intricate because there's so many details in it and so many little things that are so significant. You know, our niece that went to heaven, her middle name is Ivy. And God gave Chris and Michael her name before she went to be with Jesus in heaven. And I just think it's so significant that Ivy was in her middle name because Ivy is the most resilient plant. It can grow through the harshest of circumstances and it gives life, and it can grow through a wall, and you can turn around and it's growing like over a fence down into a creek, and it's like billowing, and it looks dead one moment and then it's just full of life. And just this season of walking through this immense loss, to have life in her name was kind of, it was hard because it was like, but God, why didn't she live? And God, why don't things live that we ask for? And why don't things happen the way we pray? And it just doesn't always look the way that we want. Miracles don't always happen in the way that we pray for them too. But God's at work in a different way. And you know, one of the significant things in this song is the garden that was in our backyard that was growing. You know, we bought this house and didn't know there was a garden in the backyard, and then it starts growing one day, and I went outside and started walking around in this little area of our backyard and realized there was all this ivy growing up over this really cool archway, and it was growing down into these plants and then going up the tree, and I just was feeling so surrounded with life and just feeling like God's presence just filling me with life and joy. And in the midst of such a hard season, just to realize, okay, this ivy had to have been planted so long ago for it to be so beautiful and lush, and it's grown over the years. And for me to get to walk in and experience this life today, it made me realize that God so goes before us. Like the fact that we bought that house for that season of our lives, we don't even have that house now. Like it was such a little season that we had that house and we had that garden, and you know, you just realize, wow, God, you are always up to the most beautiful things if we'll open our eyes and see. And it's going to look different than what we want sometimes, but it's okay because He's there and His presence is there and He meets us. And you know, I felt like in this season too with the garden that God spoke to me about staying in wonder, that I don't have Him figured out, that where were we? We were leading worship at the Bethel conference in LA, and I heard the Lord say to me, I want you to stay curious. You don't have me figured out. You know, I think sometimes we can think, oh, I kind of know how this thing's gonna go, but God is so up to so much more, you know. And so the garden is just so intricate. There's so many things with it that I think everybody's gonna have a different experience with that song. I think it's gonna have different revelations for different people because we're all in a different place in our lives. But the journey of that song is this, of starting in a place of honesty, being honest with God, but lifting your eyes up and looking around you and letting God show you that He's up to something beautiful, turning and taking ashes and turning them into beauty, and that He's been planting and pruning and cutting away and watering and planting seeds and watering for it to grow and to bear fruit at the right time and in the right season for your life. And that's the heart of the Father, that He invites us into life, and for Him to fill us with life, and for us to not always have it figured out, but that it is a journey of being in wonder and asking God what He's up to and letting Him show us.